So at the end of this, I'm going to stitch in the eclipse. I got up last night for about, 10 minutes or so and looked at the eclipse, and it was beautiful. And what is this eclipse? I've been talking about it, trying to just kind of work through what all I think I see and how it's unfolded. And one of the things that's so interesting, so last night I had decided I had an orange cord that was a little thicker. It wasn't, I wouldn't call it a piece of string, but it was like string cord. And I decided that my sacral area is orange, what connected me physically to another in a relationship. And I decided with the eclipse that one of the ways that I'm going to work on healing for myself is that I burnt this orange cord in half. And then I let the two ends of that half burn separately, as to symbolize the two lives are no longer seen as one, but as two separate lives that in the way they acted in that lifetime has extinguished. And so it was so healing. I mean, there's one of my realities here is, one of my takeaways is, there's no reason for anyone to walk away from a relationship in a better state of mind. You love that person for a reason. You loved them because you chose to marry them. And yes, you might have found out that there were things about them that you didn't bargain for. And they may have found out things about you they didn't bargain for. So that, that all is just an equal house of opportunity and reality. But for me, I'm grateful because I think that I've been living for a lot of years in my dad's shadow, wanting my dad's approval, finding myself some really good, solid Saturnian men to keep me in line. And that's not somebody else's fault. That's me. And once I recognized that I was still very much seeking my dad's approval, that's when I started seeing this couldn't continue. And, a series of things have happened. Now, this is called diachronicity. And what's interesting is, okay, we're still on this eclipse, is that I have moon in Taurus. Although I don't have my nodes in Taurus Scorpio, I have a very, very impactful configuration in my chart that involves my moon and Neptune, 10th and 4th house, where I have blended in some respects with a T-square to Mercury, to the ideas, the thoughts, the masks that we wear. And my Mercury 8th house, where at this point I'm shedding the mask. And once I did some work, and I've done a lot of work actually, shadow work, once I shed the mask, I was no longer the same easy, pliable, willing to please human. I now had a sense of, no, I don't really want to do that anymore. I'm not going to do that. Thank you very much. Go find your own way of getting that done. And which is healthy. That's a healthy manifestation. But it's also a shocker when the other person hasn't done what they need to do to stay up with you. So my hope and my goal is with this eclipse that he goes away and he is right on the button. I'm hoping that he heals. For his sake, I'm hoping that he heals. And I know for myself, yesterday I went and I bought a pizza. It was warm, first warm food I've had in a while. And I enjoyed it. I had a gluten-free vegetarian pizza. I came back to my camp and I munched on my pizza. I ate almost a whole pizza by myself. But imagine that, I don't weigh very much. For me to eat a whole pizza is a pretty big deal. But then, I have just felt a sense of peace and relief. And what I think this eclipse is telling all of us, in case you haven't paid attention, is how our relationships are deep down in the trenches when you're alone and the doors are closed, is being revealed to you, to your partner, to the world. And I believe the end result will eventually be how we do partnerships will change. I think that government has a little too much involvement in commitment to make it a legal issue and then to hurt us financially, if we want to make changes, you know, have to go through a lawyer and all that kind of thing. Got to go pay the courts to get unconnected, all of that. Not really a fair game for those of us who just wake up one day and we're not the same people. And so just a thought to ponder. But at the end of this video, I'm going to add in my my little bit of eclipse that I witnessed last night. But that's this is my daily good morning, hi, how are you? And the sun is not quite out, but it should be. And the little bit on the eclipses, because wow, this one here I have really felt on several levels, and I will stand by. There'll probably be more information, because as I figure it out, I'm going to share, because I think it's so important to understand these things. These are 6-month cycles. These keep us kind of looking and focused on something for 6 months. And so right now for me, setting into gear, learning how to live by myself, learning how to manage without somebody taking care of me. Ooh, this is a big one. Anyway, please do hit the like, share, and subscribe, and leave comments. And do join me over on my YouTube channel and book a reading. I need help. I'm going to be probably a little on the tight side, because we're going to be paying for 2 lives and not just one anymore. All right. Thank you so much for joining me here.